Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Sultan. He is our creator, and I would like to say that may Allah bless you all. And I feel shy to speak to you because I am nothing, trying to be nothing. We are all followers of Maulana Sheikh Muhammad Nazim Adil Al-Haqqani. May Allah bless him and give him long life. We are all students, his students, men and women, no difference. Prophet ﷺ said, "An-nasu sawasiyatun ka'asnan al-masht." People are equal like the teeth of the comb. Equal, the people are equal. So there is no one higher, there is no one lower. As long as we gave initiation, we accepted the hand of our Sheikh, all of us, we are his followers. Some people, they might have this direction, some people might have this direction, some people might have this direction. Everyone, what Allah guided him, he is going to see. It's like a garden full of flowers, and every flower with a different color. If a garden with one flower, it looks ugly. With one color of flower, you look at it first day, second day, third day, then you say, I'm not interested anymore. Like you, sometimes you eat same food, morning rice, noon rice, evening rice, morning rice, noon rice, evening rice. Sometimes you feel you want a change, although rice, alhamdulillah, is good, Allah's favor, but you like to have a change. Also, in a garden, it's better to have different kind of flowers of different colors that you will be always looking and enjoying. Awliyaullah, they look at their followers, all of them, they are flowers in their eyes, they are roses, and every flower has a different taste, a different color, a different smell. Some of them, they have nicer color, some of them, they have nicer smell. It depends on how much that follower or that student is achieving and learning from his teacher. There are students who reach primary school. There are students who reach what you call O level or A level. Like there are students, they reach university, they make BA, they are MA or MS. There are doctors, like our friend there, where you are going to put your certificate. And there are students who are not only achieving PhD, but they are achieving to be professors. I was surprised in Indonesia that people in front of their names, when you say professor, what that means? Doctor? What that mean when you say professor? It's the highest you can achieve. But they got upset if you don't put in front of their name Professor Doctor. I never heard that. Because you cannot be a professor if you are not a doctorate or PhD, no? Or you can be professor with a lower degree. You can. That's for me new information. So they like to have professor, doctor, the name, and after the name, MA, BA, A-level, O-level, until all the titles to be achieved. Similarly, in dunya, many people, they have titles. And if you don't give them the respect of the title, they got upset. And these titles are human-made titles. But Allah, the title that He gives is a title that the highest title. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept for His creation except to achieve the highest title. And what is the highest title to human being, Professor? To be Abdullah. If you write instead, not to write Professor, Doctor, X or Y, you say Abdullah X and Y, he's not happy. Yeah? He likes to be Professor, Doctor, X and Y. If you tell him, listen, it's better to write for you Abdullah X and Y, he say no. I like to be Professor, Doctor, X and Y. Allah is saying, I'm giving you Abdullah. He say, no, I don't want it. And Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, he is the seals of messenger. He is the highest rank. Allah perfected him. And he said, the most happiest time is when Allah calls me, oh my servant. Calls me Abdullah. Abd means he achieved all kinds of different levels in dunya, means he is in complete submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no complaint. When you achieve no complaint, you achieve to be Abdullah. Ask people here, anyone is complaining of anything? If anyone is complaining from one thing, means he did not reach yet Abdullah. Anyone has no complaint in his life? Who? That one,
مجنون.
that one, I never heard him complaining. So anyone who has no complaint in his heart for dunya means he is achieving the level of Ubudiyya, Abdullah. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam never complained. Sayyidina Yaqub complained. He said, إِنَّمَا أَشْكُ بَثِّي وَحُزْنِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. I'm complaining only to Allah about my sadness for the loss of Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam. We are complaining always to each other. We are complaining our problems. We are not accepting what Allah has given us. We want more. Wife is complaining from husband. Husband is complaining from wife. Son is complaining from mother or from father. Daughter same. Brothers and sisters the same. No one is fully accepting and submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will. And that's why you see lots of, when you have complaints, more problems come. When you are not submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more problems come. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam had a neighbor that he was so much zalim, oppressor, tyrant to Musa and to his family. And there is another neighbor that also is getting so much frustrated from that unbeliever who is abusing and torturing Sayyidina Musa and all this neighborhood. So that neighbor, who is a good one, asked Sayyidina Musa, Ya Musa, when you go to Sinai, Turi Sina, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala how much he gave him of age to that neighbor who is tyrant. Sayyidina Musa went to Allah's presence, speaking with him in Turi Sina, and after he is leaving, he is asking, Ya Rabbi, my good neighbor is asking you how much you have given life for that man, tyrant. He said, Ya Musa, I gave him 300 years of age. Musa went back and saw the neighbor the good neighbor on the street, on the way back, and he asked him, Ya Musa, did you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala how many years he is giving to that neighbor of mine? He said, yes. He said, how many? He said, 300 years. The good neighbor didn't say anything except لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Sayyidina Musa asked him, do you have any problem with that? He said, no. Okay, thank you very much for telling me how many years Allah gave him of life. But what he said, لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. As he was continuing his way, Sayyidina Musa, he saw the wife of that good man. She asked him, Ya Musa, my husband asked you to ask Allah how many years the age of our neighbor. So what Allah told you? He said 300 years. She said, لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. And she went. Then Sayyidina Musa further down the way, he saw the sun. And he asked him same question. And Sayyidina Musa said, 300 years. And he said, لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. 5 minutes passed, that tyrant neighbor died. Sayyidina Musa heard the news. He said, Ya Rabbi, what is this? I am your prophet, your messenger. What are people going to speak about me? As if I lied to them. I said something to them, what you told me. And now I am being in a bad position. Because people are going to look at me bad. That what I said was wrong. I am your prophet. What Allah said to Sayyidina Musa, Ya Musa, you are my prophet, and what you say is the right thing, because you say what I tell you to say. But my irada, my will is in my hand, not in your hand. I will change whatever I like. I will confer whatever I like. You are a messenger. You are someone that you guide people, you dua for them. But if I like to change, I change. No one interfere with my will. You can ask me, I will do for you what you want. You ask me how much his age, I said 300 years. But because of my abd, 3 abds, the father, the mother and the son did not complain. They only complained to me saying, Ya Rabbi, you gave him 300 years, give us patience for his torturing and his abuses to us. And what they said, لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. They didn't say to me why you gave him 300 years of age. They did not complain, but they said, give us patience. So when the father said that, I took 100 years away. When the mother said that, I took 100 years away. When the son said that, I took 100 years away. His age is finished 0. Why? Because there is no complaint. Awliyaullah, they might tell you something, they might see something and say to you certain things that if you do not hesitate and fulfill what they say to you and not doubting what they say and you complain, you will find the truth in what they have said. If you ask them something and Allah changes, it doesn't mean that wali is wrong. There are many people today, many people, they ask something and the wali give an answer. And after some time, it doesn't happen as what he said. They say, oh, the wali is wrong. What kind of an answer? You don't know. When the wali gave an answer, it was on this day. What happened later, it was on another day. Might be the wali has interceded for you for the best. and Allah change and make it better for you. Or might be you have committed something wrong that the wali was not happy and he did not intercede for you, you had a punishment. So don't come and throw in the face of the wali that he was wrong. Say, what is wrong with me? If it happened something good, say, Alhamdulillah ya Rabbi, your wali has interceded for me. If something bad happened to you, you say, Alhamdulillah ya Rabbi, your wali interceded for me that the bad happened in dunya did not happen in akhirah. Always accept what condition you are in, although it's very difficult, but Prophet ﷺ accepted that. There is no other way. You cannot change what Allah's will is except through dua, through praising Him. But through complaints, nothing will change. That's why Maulana insisting on us that there is no complaint in tariqah. Always you have to surrender and submit to Allah's will. And the best example is the story of Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi. Anyone knows this story? Professor? Are you a professor? Salman al-Farisi was, you heard his name? What you heard about him? No. Prophet ﷺ said, Salman al-Farisi, Salmanu minna ahl al-bayt. Salman is from my family, the family of Prophet. Means he gave him a very high rank of respect to add him to his family. The one who is related to the Prophet, that is a big honor. And Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi was a Zoroastrian, his father, who worshipped fire. And he was a Persian. He was searching. He looked his father praying for the fire. He said, what is this? My father and my family in Persia, all of them are worshipping the fire. If I put water on the fire, the fire will extinguish. So might be the water stronger than the fire. So what they are worshipping with the fire? There are many people today, they worship fire. So he said, I want to find the truth. That is wrong. What they are doing is wrong. So let us see something that might satisfy my needs. So he was looking in Persia until he find a priest, a monk. He saw him that he was a monk, a Christian monk, and he was worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, creator, but in his own belief. He came to him and he said, I see you a good man. Can you teach me? Can you be my guide? Listen, one is very important story for all of us. He said, I will teach you, but on one condition. He said, what's that condition? He said, you have to be my servant. I teach you, but you have to serve me. There is in Arabic a proverb من علمني حرفا كنت له عبدا. Who teach me one letter, I will be a slave for him for all my life. That is a very famous proverb or poetry in Islamic history. من علمني حرفا كنت له عبدا. Who teach me one letter, I will be servant for him all my life. He said, you have to be my servant and I will teach you. I said, okay, I accept. So he began to serve that monk. Every kind of service in the monastery he was doing. Cleaning the rooms, cleaning the restrooms, cleaning the kitchen, preparing food for the other people who comes and visit, bringing firewood for winter from snow to heat them up, collecting the fruits in summer from the trees to eat, slaughtering dhabiha and cooking the meat. He was doing all kinds of service to that monk for the monk to teach him the truth. He served him more than 15 years, servant. And never he said no to him. How many times we said no to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How many times we said no to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How many times we said no to our Shaykh? Think. We have to think that always we reject and deny everything good and we accept everything bad. Whatever ego and desire say, we accept. When that monk was dying, Salman al-Farisi said, oh my teacher, I stayed here with you all my life, all your life I helped you, served you, but I saw that I didn't get what I want and I still wanting more and waiting for more. What you taught me and you are dying now, it doesn't give me complete confidence. He said, oh my son, I heard there is one other monk, priest, who is up in the mountains, and this is the only one that I can refer to him, that he can teach you. All the other priests and monks are fake. They are not reaching reality. Look how much means he dismissed from them to assign only one. And after you bury me, if you like, you go to that monk. He is in Baghdad. From Persia, which is Iran today, to Baghdad, Salman al-Farisi was walking in these deserts until he reached Baghdad. Looking for that priest, he found him. He said to him, I have been sent to you from Persia, from that priest, to come and learn reality, to find truth. That is Salman al-Farisi, one of the biggest Sahaba of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said to him, I will teach you, but you have to, in return, you have to work for me as my servant. He said, I'm accepted. As soon as he gave him promise that he will work as his servant, Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi was sincere and loyal. He worked for him 20 years. And he was teaching him priesthood. He was not satisfied, but since he gave his word, we gave his word. When we give our word, we keep it? No. Many of us give our word and never will keep it. أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. Obey Allah, obey Prophet, and obey those who are authority. Means you give Allah promise, you have to keep it. Obedience to Allah. You give Prophet, you have to keep it. You gave, Allah ordered you to give authority, to listen to authority, you have to keep that. Your authority is your government and is your sheikh. You have to listen. For knowledge is your sheikh. For law is your government. So Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi was his government, his sheikh at that time. Everything was that priest. And that priest coming, dying, and Salman al-Farisi spent another 20 years, he becoming around 40, 50 years of age. He said, that's why his age was long. He said, where you are leaving me, I'm going. He said, yes, oh my son, I am dying. He said, where I am going to go? He said, where you recommend me to go. He said, listen my son, if you go around this dunya, in their time their dunya was from Persia to Central Asia, little bit of China, India, coming to Iraq, coming to Syria, Arab Peninsula, Egypt. They don't know anything about other worlds. He said, if you go all around this, you'll never find anyone. Only one I heard, he is in Damascus, in Sham. You go there, you find truth. Salman al-Farisi went directly to Damascus, and where he assigned him, he found that man. He said, can you teach me? He said, of course I will teach you, but you have to work for me. Abd. We are bringing the ubudiyah, the importance of ubudiyah. You have to work for me. I'm not giving to you anything free. Your teacher, you have to work for him. Anyone working for his teacher? Might be some. You work for him little bit, you work for your others little bit more, but there is no 100% working for his teacher. If there is that one will become representative of the teacher. And that's why you see few representatives always. Because not everyone give up, as I was saying today, previously, that the teacher looks at the heart of the murid and pick up the cleanest heart. And he makes him his outlet, that the others can plug and receive. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Have taqwa, sincerity, and Allah will teach you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted here to be that outlet to that teacher in this country, one person. Regardless of what he is, his background is. When Allah wants something, he changed stones to diamonds. How diamonds become diamonds, you know? High pressure. Very high pressure for millions of years underground, they become diamonds. Stones. When he can change, when he looked at the heart of his murid, he changed from stone to diamond. But not all of them selected one. Whatever that selected one is, his background or his what he is, it's the decision of the sheikh. It's not the decision of the students to elect. There is no election. Is nomination? Is not correct word? The sheikh nominates one, the secret will go there. That is the outlet. There is in Malaysia a different style of outlet. Is that? So you cannot take anything coming from overseas and plug it. It doesn't work. You have to convert it. You have to have a adapter that goes in. Also you have in Europe different outlets, in Germany, in Hong Kong, in China, in Arab countries. Every place there is a different kind of outlet. If you try to plug with a wrong outlet, it doesn't work. So this outlet here is this one. So don't look to say, oh, he doesn't come, he doesn't give suhbah sometimes, he doesn't speak, he goes here, he goes there. It's not your business. Your business, وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا What? وَأَطَعْنَا. We listen and obey. That's our responsibility. That's our duty. سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. What? سَمِعْنَا
وأطعنا.
You are sleepy all you. سَمِعْنَا
وأطعنا.
Now, سَمِعْنَا
وأطعنا.
Children class. They cannot raise their voices, or they raise their voices on their husbands only. And husbands raise their voices on wives. That's it. وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا
وأطعنا.
That he is outlet. I didn't say you are. She said you are the outlet. Factory, whatever, it's an outlet. So when I come here, I bring special adapter to get it. So Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi went to Damascus and served the third one for many, many years, until that one was dying. Now he became 70 years of age and still looking for truth. He's become old and he wants the truth. Everyone thinks that he is finding the truth easily. How much is difficult? How many years of slavery he was slave. He's telling his story to Prophet. This is not a fake story. That is the hadith of Prophet ﷺ about the story of Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi. That is not a story that you hear. It is in the hadith of Prophet ﷺ. He worked for him and then he's dying. He said, where you are leaving me? I said, this is what my level reach. I have no more higher than that. He said, then what I have to do? He said, there is only one thing that I have to tell you before I die. In our books, holy books, Ahl al-Kitab, the people of the books, or the people of the books, we know that there is a prophet. It is written that there is a prophet coming in certain time, in certain events, in certain place. Our books is saying like that, and I am predicting according to what our books are saying, Torah, Injil and Psalms, Zabur, that this prophet is already born and already been abused by his people, and he is in his way to migrate from his city to another city. And he said, where can I find that city? He said, that city is going, I only know the description of it. It is between mountains, and the mountains are like black color mountains. And in this valley, lot of date tree. There is the prophet will be of the last days, the seeds of prophet. Go there. Where there? I don't know. In the Arab lands. This is what I know. So what he has to do? He is in Damascus. He is, nowadays we know, is 2,000 kilometers away from Medina. But in that time they don't know. Where is the Prophet? In Damascus, he found some Arabs coming from Yemen, and he said to them, there is such city that has mountains black and lot of dates in it. Do you know where it is? They said, yes, of course we know. He said, can you take me there? They said, yeah, we take you there, but we need the price. He said, what is the price? I don't have except what this priest gave to me after he died, all these sheep and these chickens. So he said, no problem. That will be too much also. So they took the sheep, they took the chickens, they sold them, they put the money in their pockets, the gold dinar. What is our dinar from? Gold dinars put in their pockets. Took him with them. In the middle of the way, they passed in a city where some people were living from a different religion. They were Jewish community, Jewish people believing in Sayyidina Musa and living there. They said to them, we have a slave with us, you want to buy? As he was listening, he didn't know that he is the one they want to sell as a slave. They cheated him. Arabs. I am Arab. Arab Sheikh, they like to cheat too much. He surrendered to them, gave them the money, the right, and they cheated him. What they did, they sold him as a slave to the Jew who bought him to serve him. What Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi did? He said, I served that Jewish man with sincerity and loyalty, because I am his slave, and the one who is looking for truth had to accept anything comes to him. I served him as if he is everything to me. Since I am looking for truth, I ended up here, what I can do. And I served that man so dedicated without complaint for many, many years. And I was happy, satisfied, but I'm looking for the truth. And I'm working as a slave now. One day, one merchant came. He is also from Jewish community, from Jewish religion, believing in Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. He came to visit his friend, his cousin, the other Jew. He found that slave there, Salman al-Farisi. He said, this is a good slave you have. He said, yeah, I bought him many years ago from Arab caravan. He said, do you sell him to me? He said, of course. How much? This much. So that one bought him and took him. Now he said, I am another time slave for another person, and I went with him to his city. I never complained. First, I worked in Persia for that first month. Second, in Baghdad for the other one. Third, in Damascus. Then the Arab cheated me. Then to the Jewish community, the Jew man. Then this one, to that, the last one, who bought him. I never said no. As soon as we were entering that city, I saw these huge mountains, all black, and everything date tree.